Hey guys, so we have been a little MIA, dealing with our 4-month-old who developed an allergy to at first cow milk and now goat milk. So I want to give a little background just in case anyone else is going through this. It is really difficult, really hard, and it's just taken a toll, I think, on us mentally, physically, and especially the baby. He's actually fine. It's more he was just spitting up a lot after every feed. But other than that, he's happy as a clam. So it started out since day one, I was breastfeeding him, and randomly he would spit up, and it wasn't just your typical spit up, like it was a lot. And I kind of just ignored it. I thought, maybe my letdown was just really fast, or I kind of chalked it up to like, oh, it's normal. And it wasn't until my husband said, like, hey, maybe it's something you're eating or something like that. We started to introduce goat milk formula. The reason we tried goat milk formula is because I was breastfeeding my now toddler, but until he was 10 months old. And for the next 2 months until we started regular milk, we just had him on goat milk, and he ended up doing really well with it. So we're just used to it. So that being said, after 3 months, we started doing half goat, half breast milk. Same thing. He started throwing up even more. And we were like, okay, this is weird. So we brought him in to the doctor, and they did a test on his poop, and it did come back positive for cow milk. So they were like, hey, continue the goat milk only. It was definitely a personal decision for me to stop breastfeeding. I can go into that a little bit and just say, I thought it'd be really easy having a 2-year-old and having a 4-month-old, and just, anytime he was hungry, just feed him. I didn't have to wait for a bottle to warm up. I didn't have to scoop formula. I just thought it was really easy. But it came to a point where I didn't think that I was making enough because he was eating so often. Mind you, he's gaining weight. He's happy. He's fine. He's a big boy. There's nothing, if you look at him, you'd be like, he's totally fine. It was just the spitting up that was really throwing us for a loop. So for me to kind of give up breastfeeding, I knew I wanted to, but I felt really bad because I breastfed my first for 10 months, but the situation was just different. I didn't have another child to attend to. And I have my own mom guilt of like, I want to give both children the best thing possible, which is breast milk. And I was so lucky to be able to breastfeed, but I think it was taking a little bit of a toll on my mental health. And, I couldn't get on the same page with him. And it was really frustrating because I felt like I was making him, have these incidences of throwing up a lot. So I stopped breastfeeding. We went full force with the goat milk formula. We just went to the doctor last week, tested positive for an allergy. So now we're on a hydrolyzed formula that is from Germany. It's called HIP. So far, so good. We did have a little bit of a rough night last night. A lot of the transition has been a little rough on his stomach. We go to a holistic doctor, and so she recommended we give a little bit of brown sugar in sterilized water, and he can have, at his age, she said he can have up to 4 ounces in a 24-hour period. So it's getting ready to do that. By the time he woke up, he had a dirty diaper. So thankfully, he seemed a lot happier this morning. So, this has taken a lot out of us. With your second child, you just never know what to expect. And I really think, looking back, was it the worst case scenario? Definitely not. I know people who have had it way worse. It was just to a point where we were consistently changing him multiple times a day. You could tell he was just uncomfortable, getting very squirmy during his feeds. And we just knew, I think, as parents, but mostly my husband, I have to say, like, he was like, something's off. And sometimes you just need a second pair of eyes, because me as a mom, one, it was really hard for me to accept that he wasn't taking my milk. Two, it was hard to accept that, like, I didn't know what was going on, because I think as a mom, you just think you should know everything. And so that was really hard for me to digest. And the third part is, no matter what, if your child is in discomfort, you want to figure it out. And I actually, on top of everything going on, he was diagnosed with thrush, which is fungal. It looks like white patches in his cheek. And I'm going to chalk it up to my son stealing his pacifiers all the time. But that was another thing. And then he's also teething. So his bottom 2 teeth are coming through. So I would say the trifecta has hit us the past couple of weeks. And, he's amazing. He is the sweetest, cutest. He's doing so well with all his milestones and all the things. He's gaining weight. He's super happy, super active, rolling, babbling nonstop. But I think, us as parents, it was just hard to see him throwing up all the time. It can't be good for his throat, it can't be good for his belly, and it can't be good for his teeth coming in. So, I just want to put this video out there because I know a lot of parents are going through this, or have gone through this, or maybe will go through it. And the best thing to do is, if you think something's off, consult your physician. We go to an incredible, incredible doctor's office, Whole Child Center in Orrville, New Jersey, and they would call me daily, like, "Hey, what's the update? Bring him in. Let's give a look." And I love that they're holistic and they look at everything going on. So they kept reminding me, "Hey, Carly, like he's got teeth coming in. He's got this thrush. Like there's other stuff going on." And I actually learned that a lot of digestive issues start in the mouth. So it only makes sense that because he has these other issues going on, his digestive system is a little off, on top of switching formulas from breast milk to goat milk to now hydrolyzed, broken down formula. So wish us luck. So far, so good. I hope that this storm is over and, this too shall pass. And I know that this is only temporary and it's not going to last forever. And, eventually we're going to start giving him food and fill him up that way. And we won't have to depend on formula for primary source of nutrition. So this is just a PSA to parents out there. Is just listen to your gut, consult your physicians. If you feel like something's off, look deeper. And, luckily we were able to find out that it was an allergy. But, on top of everything else going on, the main thing is to make sure that he's getting his nutritional intake. This is a little different going through with my first. He was only breastfed, only breast milk. So, it's definitely threw us for a loop, but luckily there are brands out there that have incredible nutrients. We're lucky that we were able to get our hands on it. So that being said, listen to your gut and just do whatever you have to do to make sure that your children are comfortable. And if you're going through this, I'm happy to talk to you, let you know, a little bit more detail about what we went through. But you're not alone if you are going through this. And thankfully, I do have friends in my life who did go through this. And I'm so grateful for them and just having people to talk to, because you're so in your head about everything and you do nothing but blame yourself. And thankfully, my husband, he's on it and he sees things that I don't always see. And friends can just be there if you need to vent, and whatnot. So thanks for listening. Let's hope that everything is on the up and up. And, if you're going through this, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to talk to you about our experience. So thanks for tuning in.